guys, Samarpan this side, back again with new tutorial video. In this video we are going to learn about the state and the context of Flutter application. So without wasting any time, let's switch to the video. So in the last video we see about making some stateless widget and also learn about widgets and stateful widget and stateless widget. So continuing that discussion, I let you know about two main widget from the last video, that is stateless widget and stateful widget. In that the two interwords is very much common. One is state and one is widget. So we know about the widgets briefly in the last video. So let's understand what is state in any Flutter application. So that's maybe question raised on many of your minds. So let's know about what is a state in Flutter application. So if I want to say you what is state in the Flutter application, in a single line I can say it is a certain state or instance of an application. I know this is some high level overview, but I will tell you in an example. Let's say you have a empty bottle, okay, and then you fill the bottle to its half with some water, okay. So when the bottle is empty, that's having a state of a bottle. When water is half empty or water is half filled, then there is a state of a bottle. Then when I fill the bottle also have a particular state. So in every three situation, when the bottle is empty, when the bottle is half filled, and when the bottle is fully filled, the button have a certain instance. So that particular instance is called state in case of Flutter. So in every Flutter application, a particular instance or a particular representational instance is called a state. Just like in this screen you are seeing that hello guys. So this text is showing, so that's a state of a Flutter application. So here if I change it, hello guys and how are you, and I make it hot reload, so that's the text is updated but the state is not changed. So how the state is changed? So in the bottle example, how the state is changed? In a empty bottle, when you give some water, it get half filled, and when you give some more water at a certain point of time, the bottle get filled totally, okay. So we are updating the level of water in the bottle. In the same way, in the Flutter application we can also update the state, just like there is showing beforely hello guys, and when user click on a button, the text also get updated. We can do that. We will do that in a number form. So let's write some code in the Flutter to understand what is state properly, okay. So what we can do, let's come here under that library file and here make a new file name as main screen.dot. Here make a Flutter screen, okay. Let's make a stateful widget here. I told you in the last video what is a stateful widget. So make a stateful widget here and give its name as a main screen, and as usual we have to wrap the screen with a scaffold, the reason I told in the last video, and give a background color as white for the better view, and body of container, and we will do the other things later. And we have to call that main screen from here, from that home under that material app under the main.dot file, okay. So remove that and paste it here. Here you can see I write it here, but it's showing error because that's the main screen, it's not imported here. So how can it get import? So we have to import in that way with the relative paths. Here you can import in that way, main screen.dot, and the error is gone here, okay. In that way you can import a file. So under that main screen, let's write some content. So make it alignment of center and child of text and give it 1 as of now. Give a style of the text. Through understanding what is state, we also learn it about more widgets in Flutter as well, okay. So here you have to give the text style. font size I make it 16 and font weight dot bold, and I make the font size is 25 for the beta loop. Let's make it hot reload and let's see what happened. Here you can see one, but the state is not updating in the runtime. Yeah, I know, when we changes in the code and make hot reload or hot restart, that will be updated. That is not about the state updation, that is we manually update it, because when a user using our app, they are not doing any hot reload or hot restart, so that is not the state update, that's our code update. That's why they are reflecting in our phone. Okay, so how the state update will be do? So we can make one thing. Let's make a button here, so when we click the button, the number will be get updated. So we first do one thing. As the number get updated, so the number will be not a static one, that will be a dynamic one. So if this is a static one, the value will be not changed when the state is updated. So we make under this as a variable. So in Flutter, for storing any number, you can use int data type. Apart from that, there is data type of double. So double is used for the pointed number, so just use as of now the int and give the variable name as just like number. Okay, and first start with the 0, and here we give number and make it to string, because remember one thing, text widget always receive a string. So other than string, we have to convert to the string with that method dot to string. Okay, now we have to make a button. So I want to make a button at the below of that text that is showing 1 as of now. So what I can do, I wrapped that text widget under a column. I wrap the text widget under a column, and here I can write one thing. I make a button here, so when we click that button, that will be get updated. So let's know how to make a button. So as I said in the last video, everything is Flutter as a widget, so button is also a widget. So there is many types of button is available in Flutter for the built-in widget. So we use the most useful button or most used button, that is elevated button. So elevated button, here is some mandatory parameter is present. So what that parameter is called, what that required method is there, I will understand you when I briefly go through the methods and function parameters. So please stay tuned for that. So here we have to provide some method, and here is the child. So here in the child we can make tap me and give a decent style. Okay, so if we now hot reload, here you can see 0 and tap me is showing, but it is showing by default at the top of the screen. So how can we make at the center of the screen? Under that column there is a parameter is present, name as main axis alignment. So make main axis alignment dot center. I will tell you how that main axis alignment dot center, how that will be come from the library, I will tell you. So let's first learn it in the top level overview, so that you will be get comfortable with Flutter. Okay, so after that, what we can do, we make a hot reload, and that things is come at the center of the screen. Okay, so what we want to do, when we click on here, that value 0, that is representing that variable number, will get update. So when you put more water in the bottle, the water level get increased in your bottle, right? So when you adding water, that is you are updating state. So in case of Flutter, how can we update the state? For any stateful widget, by default we can update the state using a built-in Flutter method, that is setState. So what you have to do, under that onPressed method of elevated button widget, that onPress method is responsible for when we are click on that button, that will be performed. So when we click on that button, just like I am showing you an example, I print here hello guys, okay, and semicolon is mandatory. Okay, so I just increase the size of the terminal for the better view, and I make it a hot reload. So as I said before, when we click that elevated button, that is tap me, we are written here, and when we click on that, that hello guys will be print in our terminal. Okay, so let's click on it and let's see. So when we click here, you can see hello guys, it is showing. That means in that way you can debug your Flutter code as well through that print. Okay, and as I said before, when we giving water in the bottle, you are updating the state. So in case of Flutter, for updating the state, we use setState method. Okay, so that setState is a built-in Flutter method that is present under the stateful widget, not the stateless widget. In case of stateless widget, you will not find setState. Okay, so it is present under the stateful method. So here what we have to do, we have to increase that number. So what we have to write, number plus plus. So it is the increment operation. So after that we hot reload it. Now here you can see the magic in the terminal. If you focus and also in the phone screen, so when we click on tap me, you can see 0 change to 1 as the value increases, and here on pressed I not remove that line hello guys. Okay, so that line also printed here. So if I keep tap on it, the value is also increases and the hello guys text also print here. So through the setState method we are updating our screen state. Okay, so that when we click on that, the state is updated, the number is updated. That means in the runtime when we do any activity, another widget getting affected and updating its nature. So that actually state updation. Let's know about the most important thing, second most important thing about Flutter fundamentals, that is build context. So what is build context? The build context actually representing a widget tree uniqueness. Just like the main screen is a stateful widget as it is inherited from the stateful widget. Okay, and stateful, as you know, stateful widget is a built-in Flutter library, Flutter widget, sorry. For that main screen widget uniqueness, that build context is responsible. Actually, if you go here, build context, it is an abstract class, and in the build method of stateful widget, it is the object of that class. Okay, so through that context we can maintain the uniqueness of a widget tree and we get some properties related to that unique widget tree. So that's where the build context come into the picture. So what we can do with that build context object, we can define the screen width and height as well. So how can we do? Under that container I write height, and how we get the size of the screen, we can write media query dot of context dot size dot height. So if we hot reload here, no changes is till now because it is already taking the whole screen height. So how can you decide that it is taking whole screen height? So give this screen a color so that will be showing betterly. So I give a colors of red. Okay, and I hot reload here. As you can see, the screen getting red. So it is showing that through that context we getting the screen height. In the similar way, if we want to half the height of the screen, we have to do media query dot of context size dot height by 2. And if we hot reload it, you can see the screen size is half, and as we said that column elements must be at the center of the parent scope. The parent scope is the half of the screen, so it is showing the center of the half of the screen. Okay, in the similar way we can maintain the width. So we want to make a width. So if we want to take the width of the existing screen, so in that way you can take the width. And if we want to increase or decrease the width, or just like I want to check about the 1/3, or I want to utilize the 1/3 of the screen, so how can I do? The size dot width /3, and if we hot reload it here, okay, so it is occupying 1/3 of the screen width. Okay, so in that context we can do that. Even through that context we can show any pop-up message, just like you can show, just like you know that in many of the apps, if your internet connection or any of the app related functionality if functionality you show in a pop-up. So we can show in a pop-up. That pop-up is called a snack bar. So how can we show the snack bar? We can do after that, under that onPress method, when in the set state the number getting incremented. So after that we can write in that way messenger. Okay, and that accept a widget, particularly that is snack bar, and we give the text content as incrementation done. Okay, and the semicolon is mandatory. Okay, so here you can see, when I click on here, a pop-up is come, incrementation done. When I click on here again, the pop-up is came, incrementation done. So that pop-up we can show through that context as well. So context and state is a very crucial role. State is a particular instance of any application, and context representing a widget, particular widget tree uniqueness. So through that context we can play with more of the things, but I think that's all for today. That's enough for today. Hope you love this video. If you love this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe this channel. The next video of the series is coming very soon. So stay happy. Have a nice day. Bye.